Until very recently, producing a highly detailed piece of digital art required hours of manual labor in Photoshop. Today, a text prompt renders that exact same complexity in a fraction of a second. The friction between idea and execution is disappearing. This chart tracks how long it took major digital platforms to reach 1 million users. Netflix took 3.5 years. Facebook needed 10 months. ChatGPT crossed that exact milestone in just 5 days. The adoption rate exploded because this software operates differently than a search engine. ChatGPT is a large language model, a system trained specifically to mimic the exact rhythm, nuance, and style of human conversation. When you type a question, the response feels distinctly like a real person talking back to you. This frictionless magic makes our digital lives easier, but it simultaneously removes the barriers that traditionally kept us safe from online deception. For years, the easiest way to spot a digital scam was poor grammar. Fraudulent emails were riddled with typos. Today, AI models generate flawless, persuasive text, stripping away that primary warning sign. That imitation now extends into audio. Security researchers found that it only takes 3 seconds of a recorded voice for cloning software to map and replicate a person's specific tone and regional accent. Scammers are actively using this tech to run hi mom attacks on platforms like WhatsApp. By using a cloned voice to leave audio messages, they create the illusion of a family member in distress who urgently needs money transferred. These attacks bypass digital firewalls and target our interpersonal trust instead. By using the familiar voices of our loved ones, scammers can hijack our emotional responses before our logic can intervene. In previous industrial shifts, assembly lines and ATMs automated physical and repetitive tasks. This new wave is different. Software is now absorbing cognitive and creative work, like graphic design, complex architectural drafting, and advanced coding. Looking at this scale representing the workforce, the World Economic Forum estimates that by 2025, 85 million jobs will be wiped out by automation. But the same report shows the scale tipping back further. Over that time frame, 97 million entirely new roles will emerge. The job market is shifting away from those who execute manual tasks towards those who can effectively instruct and direct AI to perform them. Accessing these new roles requires a level of digital literacy that millions are still struggling to reach. Currently, 60% of India's population between the ages of 15 and 29 lacks basic computer proficiency. When 3/4 of a population cannot send an email with an attachment, the transition to directing complex AI models is nearly impossible. This digital divide risks locking a massive portion of the workforce out of the modern economy. Some nations are acting proactively to address this. Japan has already published guidelines for schools to integrate these tools into lesson planning and fact-checking, prioritizing adaptation over feudal cheating bans. In a market where AI proficiency is becoming a standard requirement for entry, failing to modernize education puts the long-term employability of a nation's workforce at risk. Beyond individual bank accounts and the job market, this tech scales up to target the foundation of national politics through automated propaganda. We saw the roots of this in 2016, when machine learning scanned digital habits to feed voters personalized, fear-based political ads. This data-driven targeting influenced major outcomes like Brexit and the US presidential election. Now, the manipulation is immediate and visual. During recent protests in India, an authentic image of detained wrestlers was digitally altered with artificial smiles in seconds, complicating the public's ability to trust the photographic record of the event. When digital evidence can be seamlessly rewritten with a single click, it becomes harder for a society to agree on the basic facts required for a functioning democratic debate. Large language models are now being exported from our computer screens and into physical chassis, such as the Boston Dynamics Atlas robot. By integrating AI software with humanoid frames, these machines can suddenly interpret their physical surroundings, hold spontaneous conversations, and react to humans with realistic spontaneity. Looking further ahead, historians like Yuval Noah Harari raise concerns about the long-term impact of non-human intelligence, capable of generating its own texts and ideologies, potentially creating new religions and followers. Artificial intelligence is a neutral force that amplifies the intent of its operator. Our future now relies on individual adaptation, learning to command these systems rather than remaining passive observers.